welcome to the Wish List podcast. I am your host, Wishmaster, Grammy-nominated multi-platinum producer, and today's guest is a multi-platinum producer, songwriter, and creative visionary whose music has reached fans around the world through the artists like BTS, Kendrick Lamar, Rihanna, the Black Eyed Peas, Usher, and more. Please welcome Sleep Deez.
Hey, let's go.
What's
Up,
Thanks
man? For having me, bro. Appreciate it.
Of course, bro. Yeah, we met at the writing camp out in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good camp.
That shit was fun. Yeah, that was fun, man.
Guys, he took us on a city tour on a party bus.
That was crazy, man. I tell people I was laughing because they had the little speaker and everything. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh man, we were clowning in the back though. Oh man, that was fun. So you almost had a completely different life before music. So looking back, what was the moment that made you realize I'm supposed to be producing records?
Man, I came from like a athletic background. I played sports and stuff growing up. Thought I was gonna go pro somewhere at some point, but realized that wasn't gonna happen. And I just realized that all my friends, everybody loved music, but I realized I was hearing it different. I was always like hearing everything separated, and I was always pointing different stuff out. And I was like, I don't know, I was probably like 14 with like a CD burner, so I was like hooking up all the homies with with CD burners and stuff. And that was like low key. That's kind of like the first, even though you're not like really producing records, you're still trying to put vibes together with like sounds and different things like that. And then I started DJing and stuff like that. So I say like, high school, junior high is when I started really realizing like I really like music, but I didn't know that there was other things you can do in the business. Right. I thought you had to be like a rapper or something like that, or you had to be the person on stage. I didn't understand how all the parts worked. And then eventually, like, I just fell in love with this aspect of it. I like the behind the scenes component of it.
I'm the same way, man. I DJ'd first in Chicago. That's how I got into it. I was really into Yo MTV Raps. I don't know if you remember that.
Of course.
Ed Lover, Dr. Dre, the other Dr. Dre.
The other Dr. Dre.
Yeah, man. What was that movie they did? I forgot. Who's the Man? I think it was called.
Who's the Man?
Yeah, that was the shit. That's dope, man. So getting your first opportunity with the Black Eyed Peas is something most producers only dream about. What did that experience teach you that still shapes the way you work today?
Man, that whole experience was crazy because it kind of came from YouTube. Like YouTube was brand new, and I was one of the first people on there just like filming myself making beats. And so, I was just trying to do like different stuff and getting a chance to work with those guys. It was like a high paid, internship. Like I got to really understand what it was like to craft a record, because I was just like beats. I was like entering beat battles and doing all kind of stuff like that. But working with them, it's like, okay, it's cool you got beats, but we need to make this into a record, into a song.
Right.
And so I would say that that's the biggest component, man. It's like trying to understand how to make music for the masses. You can be very artsy if you want, but if you want to make music that's going to impact like on a global level, just taking those little components and understanding how to make something catchy and make a hit record, and also just keeping the masses in mind when trying to make music, trying to make something that you really want to be global. That's something that I take with me. It's just really the record making and the record crafting process.
Yeah, man, that's super dope, bro. What's one thing? Actually, I'm sorry. I have to ask this too, man. Where does the Sleep Deez come? Where does Deez come? Is that from Deez Nuts, bro, or is that from something else? Like, you gotta tell me that. I had to ask you that, so I was like,
Sleep is a family nickname because my eyes, I look like I'm falling asleep all the time. But people have been asking me if I'm high since I was like 5 years old, and I'm like, bro, I just started dressing myself. I'm not high. I don't even know what that means. Right. But my name starts with a D. My name is Derek, and so they were calling me like Sleepy D, Sleepy D. In the hood, you just get all these different kind of nicknames. And then my boy Loff, he's gonna love this too. I'm gonna show him a clip, like, because he said I don't give him enough credit. But I think like right before high school, my boy Loff, he just started calling me Sleep Deez. He just like shortened it and made it stick. And it was just like, after that, it was just a wrap. Like in the hood, once you get a nickname, you can't shake it.
Yeah,
no matter
sure,
what.
Man. That's safe. Yeah, exactly, man. I tried to rebrand my name so many times, and by the time it was already just blown up online, I was like, "There's nothing I can do. I just gotta keep it."
You cooked at that point. It's a wrap.
Yeah, exactly. So when My Time with Jungkook came out, the entire world seemed to like discover, you overnight. Did you realize that record was about to change your life forever, or was it just something you're like, oh, I don't know?
I knew it was going to be a big opportunity, like on a global scale, and I've been producing in other markets for way before it was cool to go around the world on a writing camp. I was doing this
Yeah.
since like 2013, 14 or so, just going to other markets. But I think so. That record came out the February the following year after we made it. I think I made it in like August or September the previous year.
Hmm.
I knew it was gonna be a big deal, but then BTS performed at it's a I think Jingle Ball. It's like the Kiss FM, the big
Yeah.
radio
Yeah.
Christmas
Hmm.
concert that they do here in LA. So I went there to go see them perform. And that's when I was like, oh shit. I'm like, yo, this is about to be different because like the crowd was just so they were just there for him. You know what I'm saying? It was just like a different level of like you start having like I'm watching them look at BTS like the audience, and it's
Hmm.
making me like remember like I'm getting chill bumps now thinking about it. I'm just remembering like going to some of my first concerts when I was like, 10 or 11 years old. Like I remember seeing Snoop in person when I was like 10 and like being like, oh
That's
shit,
crazy.
like it's Snoop, you know what I mean? And so seeing that enthusiasm, I was like, oh damn, I'm like, this next album, I'm like, I think about to be part of something special. But then you never know how people are gonna take to, the song, because all the songs I heard from them had been quite different from the one that I did for them. So I didn't know how,
Hmm.
people were gonna take it. But I mean, it's been amazing though. It's been a great ride.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
crazy like that because there's songs I've done that I'm like, man, this is gonna be huge, and then it's not. And there's songs I was like, that I was like, I don't know, I don't really feel this one. Then it does big, and I'm like, damn, man, maybe it's just maybe I just don't know. you know?
You just never know, man. Like that's how it
Yeah,
is with music, right? It's like, like you pitch records to people, right? So it's like you can play a record for an artist 5 times, but the fifth time it might be the time that they're in the right space to receive like whatever's going on in that song. Like you just never know which record is
yeah.
gonna hit.
Well, and that's what I tell people because I like to educate people on that. Like, never take things personally because like I've been in the studio literally about to play beats for a record like Nelly. I worked with Nelly for 3 years, and I'd have like few beats with me, and I'm like, all right, play one that I spent like 8 hours on. Like I was rapping like Nelly on it. I was like, man, this is the one. And then the next beat might be like a 5 minute loop. Then I'm like, all right, it's an idea. And then he skips over that 1 5 second, in 5 seconds. Then he plays the loop. He's like, yeah, put that in Pro Tools. Let's just keep doing that one. You know what I'm saying? That's like you can't take that shit personal. Or even if someone's not feeling it for the day, you don't know what kind of vibe they were in. You don't know if they just went through some, personal shit. And because a lot of people quit because they're, of that time that they were sitting in the studio and someone just turned their shit off. You know what I mean? So you
Yeah,
just never know.
or I mean, or who, like you might make it for somebody in particular, and
Yeah.
you have this one person in mind, and then all of a sudden, someone from a totally different genre gets
Right.
their hands on it and turns it into something. So yeah, you just never know. You got to just keep cooking.
Yeah. No, that's true, man. So you've worked around artists like Kendrick Lamar. What separates someone at that level from everyone else? Is it talent, discipline, or something fans never get to see? Do you think?
Mm, I think that I tell people all the time, like with artists like that, like I met Kendrick very early. Like we did a song called "College Girls" like way back. This is right. This is right during the time he was actually recording "Good Kid, Mad City" when I was going by the studio and stuff. And artists like him and Beyonce and like great artists, what I've taken like Will I Am, even like just all these different people that I've had the chance to watch work, is that like you can get an idea from like 0 to 80 or even 0 to 90 really quick.
Mm-hmm.
It's that last 20% that really separates everybody else. Like it's like once you have something that you think is dope, it's like, okay, now it's time to start working on it. And that's
Right.
kind of like what I see from like the really great artists. It's not and I hate saying that sometimes too, because I think people confuse that with like the whole concept of like, oh, I'm a perfectionist. I'm a perfectionist. And it's like there's got to be like an intentionality behind taking something and getting it across the finish line. It's not like just working on it and to the point where you're scared to release it. It's like really just
Right.
working on your craft so much that when you know that feeling when, oh, this is done. And it might be something that you do finish in an hour, but it might be something that you work on for 4 weeks or 2 months, you know, like while you're still trying to get it figured out. So I would say like that's the biggest difference that I see. It's really understanding that all the work starts like once you get it to a B place. Like once you get it to a B grade, like that last amount of work that it takes to get it to an A is like that's where all of the work is happening for real.
Yeah, definitely. It's just, I mean, if you ask any big engineer, when is a mix done? They're gonna say when it's done. There's no answer to that because you could spend so much time trying to perfect every little thing, the snare, the hi hat, the kick, whatever it is. You know what I mean? But you just gotta know you just gotta be like, it's done. Let's just go. Let's see what happens now.
Facts.
So you've spent years helping other artists bring their vision to life. Has there ever been a moment where you wanted to step into the spotlight yourself? For me, it's hell. Not me. Definitely
not. Not necessarily the spotlight in the sense of being an artist. There was a moment where I was working with he was a YouTuber at the time. He's going on to become quite famous. This was Jake Paul. I was working with him, and
okay.
It was kind of like an accidental, just something that we were just having fun basically in the studio. This is when he was like doing his everyday bro vlog situation, and so that turned into like, you know, us making some songs together. One of the songs went platinum, you know, working on some stuff. And then we did like a Christmas project. And then it was in the negotiation process where like he was like, you know, give sleep, whatever, you know, it's fine. But when I sent over the invoice to the lawyer, their response was, it was something along the lines of, I Googled this person, what makes him think he can charge that? I wasn't even charging crazy. It was just like basically our typical production rate. So, and I don't know if it's because this lawyer is dealing with someone that comes from the YouTube space and not understanding, or, you know, maybe they were just trying to play me. But I kind of had a moment during that time where I was like, damn, like we are really moving into a space where like personal branding, and it really seems like it's starting to matter if it's going to affect like your rate. Like they're not even tripping off your expertise so much as like,
right,
your quote unquote relevance, you know what I'm saying? And so it was around that time when I was kind of like already starting to get into cameras and buying like little, you know, just stuff to shoot my own content with while I'm in the studio, just wanting to document parts of my life while I'm making music. And I think that was like the time when I started deciding that like, all right, maybe I will start getting on camera and showing more things. Because every time I would try to do it with somebody else, it just wouldn't work. But then every time I would put anything online that I'm doing, it just kind of like took off a little bit.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, maybe I'm fighting against gravity a little bit here. Maybe I need to do it. But I needed to do it under my terms. It's like I never wanted to be like a performing artist, you know. But you know, I also think that we just kind of are in a place now where I feel like there's always a shift, right? Like every 5 to 10 years, things start to shift. And I think that the place that things shifted to now, it's like you have a podcast. A lot of people have a podcast. And now we're in a place where people are starting to be able to get paid or get recognition for our expertise and our experience.
Right.
And you see that with like, there's a famous neuroscientist. I don't know if you know Andrew Huberman. He has like a whole podcast and you know, he's built like a whole flywheel around everything he does, but it's all off of like his knowledge and expertise from what he did, and he relates it to everyday stuff. And so I kind of just started seeing like things like that taking shape, you know, like 8 years ago, I was paying attention to that. And so I got a chance to start early, you know, especially going into a pandemic. And so that was the moment I started stepping from completely being behind the scenes to being out front a little bit more. I would have been cool being like a ghost, you know, like if I could make money and have a good life and, you know, just like, I mean, I'm not talking about private jets and all that. I'm just saying like just decent, you know what I mean? Like have a good life and not be on Instagram at all. I would do that, but I just realized that that's just not realistic. That's not where we're at.
No, that's true, man. I never put my face really out there on social media till this year, and I said that was one fear I want to get through because I get anxiety from that shit, man. I'm like, you know what, dude, you got to move through that, and because I've been in education my whole life, teaching producers how to make money. I'm like, just go out there, bro. So I've been doing it, man, and it's working out, man. I think and I'm helping a lot of people, and that's what really actually makes me feel good about it. So.
You know what's funny about that too is like you're such a natural. Like when I see your clips and stuff, you're so natural at it, and it's always the people that are like that it comes across natural when they're just teaching and talking and stuff like that. Those are the people that always seem to be the ones that are like have the most anxiety and fear
Yeah.
around doing it. Cause I was the same way, bro, for a long time. Even now, like I had like some stuff go viral last week, and sometimes it's like like
Yeah.
people are like aiming for viral, and sometimes you're not
Yeah.
really aiming for it and goes. You're like, man, some of these comments get crazy, and
I know, man. No, I appreciate that, but bro. You're natural too, man. But you've been doing it a long time, man. But you could tell.
Oh, thanks, bro.
What's the biggest lie social media is selling producers right now? Do you think?
The biggest lie social media is selling producers right now.
Yeah, just people, influencers. It could be anybody, or what people like the so-called, best of the best are teaching people.
There's so many.
I know. I know, man. It's crazy.
There's so many. If you would ask me that, a couple years ago, I probably would have said that, the lifelong debate between a beat maker and a producer. It's like it's good arguments on both sides, but I would say that would have been the case. But skipping past that, where we are now with like AI being incorporated into everything, I just say like the biggest lie that people are saying is probably, man, it's probably gonna be controversial amongst producers, but the way that we used to make money as producers, I think that it's over, and it's changing drastically. I feel like the ability to create has been democratized to a point where you can look at it two ways. You can get scared about it and be like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore because everybody can do it. Or you can look at it like, nah, I have so much knowledge and information that I've acquired over so much time that I'm going to be able to utilize like the way the technology is going to my advantage, and because you have certain amounts of relationships. So I say like the biggest lie is just like telling people that just making that part of it seem like it's not a big deal. The fact that creativity has been democratized at this point, and thinking that you can just kind of like sit back and just fire off ideas and not be more involved in the record making process.
Yep.
I feel like those days are like cooked, because I just think that you could send somebody, man, you can't even put your stuff online and not expect someone to take it and pop it into whatever AI software and take the elements of it. So yeah, it's a lot changing. I don't know, man. You have to ask me that question on part 2, and then I'll have a better answer.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be different, man. Times are going fast, man. I remember like it was usually like it would take a while. This would be the trend, but now it's going so fast that the trends are just moving so quickly. I mean, I don't know where we're gonna go. I'll be honest with you.
What would you say? What is one of the lies you see online? I'm
just
interested.
that people are saying
about that
like they these people that are selling people like managers or whatever, it could be anybody, saying that you're still going to make the same amount of money you would, like you said, as a producer now that we did back in the day. And it's like, that's impossible. I mean, now, yeah, if you're getting record after record after record, millions of streams hitting the billboard, yeah, you are. But if you're not in crazy numbers, don't think you're going to make this crazy. Like everybody has, I'm going to be rich, right? That's their mentality. And I just see people selling that all the time. Like, hey man, yeah, come over here. We're going to make you like the biggest producer or do this. Like people hit me up all the time and email me and say, hey man, is this legit? And I'm like, I don't like to knock people, but man, a lot of scams out there. I do feel like, see, my thing is I teach people you gotta learn marketing, and you gotta brand yourself. That's how you're gonna make it, no matter what you do. You know what I mean? You have to be a brand, and you have to own your audience too. Collect emails, texts, whatever it is. So anytime you have something, now you have an audience that you can actually release it to. That and that's you're not just gonna have just a great song and all of a sudden it's just gonna blow up out of nowhere. Just
Yeah, I also think people probably got to get back to like trying to create their own scene. Like I think too many people are in the house and just online, and I think that a lot of the online aspects of this are dying out. But I think that if you're somewhere, and you probably like, there's people that probably don't live in like LA or like major markets that feel like they're left out to a degree. But I think if you live in a smaller market, it's actually an advantage, because you can like be the guy or the girl in your city and create like a music scene and produce. Maybe we move to a place where things start cracking off like on a regional and a local level a lot more with some of the way that this creativity has been democratized. I'm not sure though, but yeah, there's
Yeah, you heard it here, guys. Sleep so go to move to Iowa and start your own. Go start your own camp right there.
go get
Go
the Midwest
South Dakota,
cracking.
man. But hey, man, you said something earlier that I want to touch on, man. You said relationships. You
Yeah.
talked about relationships being more important than chasing placements. Why do so many producers still get that backwards?
Oh man, it's one of the things too is like in life. I see this. Like I live in LA, so I've grown up seeing this happen in relationships. People like treat dating like like opportunities to level up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And like one of the things I see even amongst like us producers and stuff is people are always reaching up. It's like you're a new producer and you're like you want like Ghazi to be like, Ghazi, will you manage me? And it's like
Yeah.
like you there's a lot of people that are at your level right now, right? And not just
Hmm.
producers. There's people that want to be managers. There's people that want to be PR people. There's people that want to be stylists. All these different people that want to work in entertainment. Like that's your crew. Like that's your crew of
Right.
people. And what people miss out on the relationship aspect of it is like link with the people that are level with you because one day you're going to be in position to go grab this person or this person is going to be in position to come back and grab you. There's so many people that are doing dope stuff now that I've had long-standing relationships. I mean, like Sean Barron, for example. I've known Sean for him and Gary when him and Gary were working together. Like for, I mean, I'm talking like 15 years back. Uh, Me and Eric Bellinger have a couple huge records together, but me and Eric met in a writing camp at Rock Nation in like
That's dope.
2010, I think.
That's awesome.
And these are people that I linked up with when I was like
Early on.
19, 20 years old, and we just all like it's not that we were like all buddy buddy and we were just like constantly texting, but it's like, you go to an event, you see each other, what's up, what's up, we link up, hey, let's do a session. We might do some sessions. You might not see them again until Grammy season next year, and you see them in a party, and then you link up again. And it's just having that familiarity with people. And then after you put 5 years in, 10 years in, and so forth, you look around and it's like, oh, now my homie is like the head executive over here at this label, and this person has become a huge artist, and this person is writing for Sabrina Carpenter and all these different things like that. And if you're just like a solid individual and you making like genuine relationships where you're not just trying to be transactional, people remember like how you make them feel, and they're gonna be like, oh, Sleep, I want you to come. I'm working on this thing in Korea. Do you want to come to Korea, or you want to come do
Mhm.
this, or whatever the case may be? And so that's where I think relationships are the most important. It's like you gotta network with people that are at your level. You can't just want to skip the line and shoot straight to the top because these people that you think can help you are already comfortable. They already kind of like are situated and they already got their people. So,
Right.
grow and build with the people that are around you and next to you.
No, that's a gem, man, and I'm sure you get the same thing. People hit you up all the time that have not done the amount of years. Like I've been in the game 25 plus years. You've been in the game for a long time, but then they're just like you said, starting out, and they hit you up and say, "Hey, man, connect me with that person." Like, bro, do you know how many tears and broken wall or holes in the wall that have been through my life? How much money's been stolen from me to get to where I am right now? And I'm just gonna
Man,
say, here you go, man. Hey, Timberland. There you go, bro. You know
bro,
what I'm saying? So,
even on a level of like, what's the right word? Just like, I don't know, just better rapport. Like, there's somebody that's been hitting me up consistently, and I think he's based in Korea. He makes loops, right?
okay.
And he's like, "Yo, I make all my loops for myself." Da 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 da. So I'm looking at the messages he sent. So then I go to his page to go check, and he doesn't follow me. And
Yeah,
it's just funny because it's like it's not even a petty thing. It's just like, oh, like you're not really like you
trying
didn't
to
really
work.
hit me up. It's just like you're probably this is a mass message that you sent to 1,000 people, and you're just playing the percentages. It's
Right.
like if I'm gonna do a brand deal with somebody, I'm not gonna reach out to GMC and be like, hey, like, can we do X, Y, and Z together? And then they come
Right.
check my page and I'm not, it's one
Yeah.
thing I'm not already using your product, but it's like, I'm not even like following you and rocking with your brand. Like that's part of like, I think a lot of people don't understand the genuine rapport you got to have with people when you
Yeah.
want to actually network and do business. Just be genuine, just be solid, man. And like, opportunities
Exactly.
will come.
And I tell people just give value, especially when there's someone that is not I want to say higher than you in life, but higher than you in what you're trying to achieve. Give value. Like don't just hit someone else. Say, how can you help me? Say, hey, this is how I can help you. Would you mind this? You know what I'm saying? Like I
Man,
tell people, like you probably have other skills that you can say, like, hey, Sleep, I do graphics, man. I'd love to just create a bunch of content for your social media, man. In turn, would you mind listening to my music? You might be like, yeah, bro, like, cool, man. I need
Absolutely.
some social media content. You know what I mean? Now
Looking for
you're gonna be like, all
editors and
right, yeah.
clippers right now, man. It's
Oh, me
like,
too, bro. I'm gonna teach you a trick, man. So I've been doing these streams, and sometimes they're like 5-6 hours, right? And I'm like, bro, if I go to Opus Clip, it's gonna cost
Oh
me $1
yeah.
a minute. So I'm like, but there's not that. So I found a way where Claude will clip everything for me based off a key. I'll send it to you, man. I came up with this whole thing, man. So any content you have, you can tell it to look for certain things, and it will clip those certain points. It's sick,
Oh,
bro.
fire.
Yeah, and you don't got to pay anything. So
Sick, sick.
yeah, man, it's so sick. So now I just brought up some AI shit. So I guess we'll get into some AI. Is AI going to replace producers? Do you think? Or is it just going to expose the ones who just never had the real creativity in the first place?
I think like I don't want to say that AI is just like everything else that's come along. Like I'm not going to compare it to when people complained about like the MPC or drum samplers and things. It's definitely bringing something totally different that we've never seen before. But as far as replacing, I think what's going to end up happening is like anything else. You're going to have people that try to jump in and make a quick buck. And then I think once people see that the quick buck is not necessarily there, I think they'll move on to whatever other Forex or whatever other thing where they think that they can go make money.
Right.
And I think that the people that know how to craft records and put records together are going to utilize AI in a way where they're able to, you know, generate elements, but still mix it in with like actual production and actual songwriting
Agreed,
and things
100%.
like that, and be able to use it like a tool. I think creative people look at AI and get excited. I think people that are not creative look at AI and either just want to make a quick joke song, they want to turn the text thread into a funny record, or they want to try to make a faceless account and throw a bunch of songs out there and see if one starts streaming. But the longevity of that is there's such a hard ceiling on there, because even if I heard a song, right, and I want to hear your opinion on this too. If you heard a song and you're like, oh, this is fire, and then once you look it up and see that it's not a real song, like all your interest is gonna stop there. It's a hard wall, because there's not
even the filter sound in there turns me off right away. That little
we're gonna hear that like off top, you know. It's like, and they might fix that at some point, and if they fix it, it's you still gonna get to a point where there's gonna be a hard wall. Like what artists, I'm more interested in, like, I think the more people like you, the more they're inclined to like your art in general. Because there's been artists like, you know, we grew up with like MTV Diary and, you know, MTV Cribs and all that kind of stuff like that. And like you might like an artist, but then once you see their personality or kind of like how they live, it's like it kind of like takes that relationship to another level. And with AI, there's nothing. There's it's such a hard wall. So you might like a song, and I think TikTok is kind of prime people to like AI songs to a degree, because you know, people fell in love with 10 seconds of a song, but didn't really give a shit about the actual artist behind it. But still, there's such a hard wall. It's like, if you're gonna create, there's gonna be new stars coming in. There has to be like something behind just the ability to generate a song. I think we're learning a lot in real time. I think we're learning the importance of a song, and we're also learning like which parts of a song are not as important to the total like brand being able to take off. So it's interesting. It's an interesting time to take in a lot of data, you know.
No, it's true. Just like, you know, you're saying, it's like that you want to see the story behind that. Just like, you know, like when I was into Pac, you know, or a lot of people were into Tupac, but man, just how he carried himself, bro, made him even though his songs were beyond fire, how he carried himself. Like, man, I want to, you know, I'm putting bandanas on backwards. I look like an idiot, but I'm like, man, that shit was dope, bro. You know what I mean?
AI not giving off or like that, man.
Yeah. And then, you know, what's crazy is I'm seeing like now, which is it's smart because I know why they're doing it, but people are, you know, Suno makes, I don't know how many tracks for you a day or whatever, but these producers, or not even producers, these people are making beats on Suno, and then they're putting them up on BeatStars and they're selling them. I'm like, yeah, it's very smart, but you know what I mean? But it's like now everybody, if there's so many people doing that, you're not getting really authentic tracks. And I think we're gonna have our little AI run, but then I think it's gonna come back to people that are musicians, real music, human, you know, and what, you know, have fun for now. But I think it's gonna come back to that for sure.
Well, yeah. Now, I mean, all the AI has been trained off of all the music that came before. So if all the music that's coming is all made with AI, it's not gonna have anything to train off of to get better. It's like gonna be still stuck in place. While people like us are
similar, man. Like
Yeah.
it's like you could tell certain words, certain things they do. Like even like a lot of beats, they'll put little scratches in there, or even ChatGPT. Like yeah, I use it for graphics once in a while, but now I have to be like, hey, stop doing it AI because it looks like everybody else's fucking graphics. They're
Oh
putting crowns
man.
on anything that's hip hop. You know, there's just little certain things that they're doing that certain graffiti text. You know what I mean?
You can tell
So it's
that
like it's
that's all the Dat Piff era.
yeah, exactly. So it's like, yeah, it's cool to do it. It's yeah, of course it's convenient, but at the end of the day, it's like then people are gonna now not want to look at your shit because they're like, dude, it all looks the same. It's not. There's nothing creative about that.
Yeah, man. We need the flavor. We need the flavor
Yeah.
for sure.
What's one thing producers do every day that fans never realize happen behind the scenes?
Um, One thing that producers do every day that fans don't realize.
Yeah, like they might just think we just make beats, we go to work in the studio with artists, and then we go home.
I think people underestimate just like the range of producers. I think that a lot of like because I think being a producer is like it's like a bit of an archetype like for your personality type, and I think producers tend to be people that like to produce things no matter what they are. Like most producers I know are into like a wide range of things. Like my latest fixation is espresso. I bought an espresso machine and I'm in and I'm in here trying out all kind of stuff. But I think like one of the biggest misconceptions is that is definitely like how much I think one thing fans don't realize about producers is how much producers do bring to the actual table as well when
Hmm.
it comes to records. I think producers in today's age, because of like the way things have been going, are extremely undervalued. And I think that it's kind of a shame. I think if more artists locked in with producers, like their team of producers, I think we would have a lot more artists that have a cohesive sound because I think a lot of producers spend a lot of time studying. I think it's kind of like comes with the job. And that could become like art, it could be movies, it could be going out taking photos. Yeah, I think that that's something people don't know. Producers are pretty dynamic people. We're not just locked into the studio
Hmm.
locked into this. We're not robots. Like I feel like we were like AI for artists for
Yeah, no, exactly.
for a long time.
Well, that's I created a show based off of that just because I want to put producers in the spotlight, man. So I can't wait to put that out because it's really showcasing like how hard it is to do what we do. So
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot, man. And it's like, and then our work is dependent on somebody else's vibe and somebody else wanting to put out a record. Like you might, I mean, you've been in this position before. You have records with people and you're like excited, like I can't wait for this to drop. I can't wait for this to drop, and then it never comes out. I
hmm
did some stuff. We did some stuff for Cardi B. This is like after she kind of popped off. Or not kind of popped off. She
yeah,
exploded.
she
But
did
then
pop
this is
off,
when
right?
she was when she was getting ready to work on her second project. We had did a ton of stuff. We were like locked down like 2 months, and we're sending stuff directly to shouts out to Brooklyn Johnny. We're sending stuff directly to him, and like she had cut some stuff, and it's like, yeah, it's gonna be lit. Can't wait for this record to come out, and and like I don't think her second album came out till last year, right?
Yeah,
2025. She had like a long gap in between, so this is like 2019 to that we did these songs with her. Obviously, those songs are super old to her by then, but yeah, I think people don't understand how much of a grind it is for producers and how many shots we're putting up and how little control we have over like the outcome of like what happens with our career to a degree, which is why what you're doing is dope, and people need to figure out variations of this that work for them that can help them with their branding and marketing. It's dope that you teach that too.
yeah, man. No, I appreciate it, dude. No, I mean you're exactly right. I got records sitting on hard drives with Lil Wayne and Game and Ty Dolla Sign that I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna. And dude, the worst part is when an artist decides overnight, I'm gonna go a different direction. This is not
Oh
the direction I
man.
want to go on this album. You're like, oh my god, bro. I just spent months.
Or when you're early on a project and then like
Yeah,
your song becomes the blueprint for what the artist is playing for every other producer, and now every other producer is doing a version of what you did, and then your song gets dated out of dated out of the project.
right.
It's a lot of work being a music producer, but I think that we're able to endure it because, like I said before, I think it's a certain personality type. It's a service business. I think
Yeah.
that we came into this part of the job wanting to be of service to artists and wanting to work with artists because we love music, and so we're able to handle it because of that. But it definitely doesn't make it any easier.
Yeah, no, you're right, man. What's an opinion you have about today's music industry that would probably make the internet argue with you a little bit?
um, damn, I got quite a few.
Yeah, I know that's a loaded question, man.
Hella loaded.
Yeah.
I would say that I prefer my rap. I would say like 35 and up. I think that this is the first time in history that I think that all the rappers that are 40 and above or close to 40 and above are better than all the rappers that are between 20 and 30. I just don't
You're
hear like a lot of
I
I
agree.
think I think that there's like obviously there's talent and they're catering to an audience that exists. And I feel like what that style of rap has become is definitely like more of a subgenre of hip hop. Like it's not like necessarily hip hop that we grew up on, but I think that I mean, I just look at like everybody. You look at like Kendrick and Drake are damn near 40. You know, Cole is a 40. You look the clips. I feel like Malice had like a crazy run last year. I feel like
Hmm.
he had the best raps all year last year, and he's like 53. You
Right.
know, look at what Hov was doing. He's almost 60. And I would be excited to hear music from all of them. Like I love that Nas put out like 6 albums in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? This is
Right.
like Christmas for me. So I think that yeah, that would be my opinion. I would think that
Yeah.
these boys need to learn how to rap again.
I
And I
mean,
think
even
that people also use DIY as an excuse to be bad at making music.
right.
Cause it's like, oh, it's just my vibe. I'm just doing what I'm doing. But it's like,
Yeah.
okay, there's still like an art form to it that you guys are like skipping the process because you guys ducking the work. But yeah,
Yeah, no, I agree, man. Even like I work with Tech Nine a lot, man. He's staying relevant for many years now, man. He's still killing it. And he's I don't know 52, 53 now.
he's a
It's nuts,
businessman.
man. Yeah,
He's incredible.
yeah. And I realized that music lost feeling for me. It was more I could move my head to it. I can get to the beat, but I don't get that feeling like it takes me somewhere else. That's what music used to do to me. It took me somewhere. I'm like, damn, I feel I'm not even sitting here in this room right now. I'm driving around California. You know what I'm saying? Listening to Snoop Dogg or whatever the fuck it is, but. Now it's like I don't have. I'm just like, okay, I can get into this a little bit. All right, cool. But you're not taking me anywhere. You know
See,
what
I
I'm saying?
love that you said what you just said in particular. You said driving around California listening to Snoop Dogg, and
Yeah,
that takes. I think that's probably one of the biggest problems with music right now. Is
yeah,
the only people that are like really giving you that is if you're into the female rap aspect of it. Because I think the women in rap are doing a much better job of sounding
hmm,
like where they're from. I think the guys sound like the internet, and I think that the girls are sounding
yeah,
like Glorilla sounds like Memphis. Like she sounds like
yeah.
that. Like Meg is gonna sound like, you know, like a descendant of like Houston rap.
Right.
You know, Cardi has her vibe. Like, I feel like city girls, they sounding like Miami. Like the girls are probably keeping it the most solid in hip hop
Yeah.
right
No,
now.
I didn't
Cause
even
they
think about
sound
that.
like the
That's
region
true.
that they're from, and the guys sound like I don't know, like kind of sound like Pinterest for rappers or something. It's like
Right.
they I don't know what's going on, man. They
That's
just
funny.
don't sound like where they're from. You got a bunch of
Yeah.
people that try to sound like Drake, and then you got a bunch of people that kind of try to sound like Cole, and you got a bunch of people. It's like they're missing like the elements of what used to make this shit really dope. Like you said, you work with Nelly, like that when Nelly came out,
Yeah.
it was a fresh thing because it's like on the West Coast, it's like we hadn't heard that. It was like a
Yeah.
whole, you know, new
Yeah.
sound, and it blew up. And when Cash Money came out, all the Manny Fresh beats and all that. Like when I remember I heard
Yeah.
400 Degrees for the first time, and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck is this? Like this is the
Yeah.
craziest shit I heard." Because being from California, I'm only hearing like
Yeah.
LA stuff, LA stuff, LA stuff, which is
Oh,
obviously I love it.
Bone Thugs, same thing, man.
Oh, Bone
It's
Thugs,
so
same
different.
thing. You get these
Yeah.
different vibes, and now it's like with the guys, it's just like they all sound like they just perpetually have glazed each other and created a new genre of glaze. I
Yeah,
don't know, bro.
I almost feel like it's desperation too. They want to get on so badly that they're willing to just sound like everybody else or try to follow the trends, and you know what I mean. Instead of just saying, "Hey, man, let me be myself and see what has." Let people come to me instead of me trying to go to them. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. I think I think the onus is on everybody to be better. I think the rappers need to be more adventurous. I think the rappers need to. I think that going back to the what people don't know about producers too is producers will dabble in a lot of different types of sounds and styles, and I think that if rappers locked in with producers where they were like really on some like we were working together, they might get into like they might the producer might play like that beat that they're kind of like, I don't know if I want to play this for you because it's like kind of different or left field, but that might be the song that changes that artist's entire life.
Right.
And I
No,
think that
definitely.
you don't get to that point unless you were like kind of locking in with somebody because, like you said, you don't want to get laughed out of the studio. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Right.
want
Exactly.
to. So yeah.
So if you were, all right, I'm gonna give you a scenario. If you were 18 years old right now with a laptop, no industry contacts, how would you build a production career right now in 2026?
2026. I think that I would. Shit. It seems because it's crazy. It seems easier and harder at the same
Right.
time.
You still have
I
the knowledge, though. It's not like you're 18 where you only had that knowledge. You have the knowledge you have
still
now to
have the
be able to.
knowledge. I'm
Yeah.
immediately going to go find somebody in my area that I think is dope. I'm finding somebody local and I'm just giving them all my beats. I'm locking in with one or two people,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to make, because the volume game is so crazy, we're going to put out a song every week. We're just going to keep dropping shit, and I'm going to be putting hooks on all my beats. I'm going to just try to streamline the vision for it, and I'm finding somebody that really, really loves this, that's like, I want to be a rap star, or I want to be a pop star, I want to be an R&B star, and I'm just locking in with like one or two people, and I'm just putting out a bunch of music, and then I'm going to find a little local dive bar, a little local venue, and we're gonna go play the music for people. We're gonna go
That's
just
awesome.
build it brick by brick. Like if we have to do it and there's only 4 people that's rocking, hey, that's 4 new potential
Right.
fans. That's 4 people that might subscribe to Patreon. That's 4 people that might buy merch, and just build it like that. Got to
And
get the music
yeah.
out.
And you just said something very important, man. You said, "Oh, it's 4 people. That's 4 more people, though." People look at everything on such a high scale, where it's like, "I gotta get this many streams. I gotta get." Man, if you can just get 100 people that are fans, just even on your social media, like you can win just off of that. I'm talking about diehard fans. You know what I mean? And then you get up to 1,000. Let's say you have 1,000 diehard fans that whatever you're gonna do, they're gonna be there. They're gonna support you. They're gonna promote you. They're gonna buy whatever you have. That's so much more important than people that want to have like 1 million followers. But you just have like people that don't. They just look at your shit. They don't care about what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And man, I just like you said that, man. You're putting the focus on building just that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, scale got messed up when you have, you have like stream farms and things like that. So you have like the biggest artists in the world who were already going to have a lot of streams, pouring gasoline on it and having even more. And then you have, it makes an artist that if you're starting off, like you might put out a song, you're like, damn, my song only has 3,000 streams. I'm like, that's 3,000 streams.
Yeah.
Like when you made this, like only you heard it, and like maybe your roommate, your girlfriend, or something like that. Like, but 3,000 people heard your song. Like, yeah, I just look at everything like you can build off of that. Like that's pretty dope. That's 3,000 people that might listen to the next one. So
Right. And then they tell a friend, then guess what? Now it's 3,500. Now it's 4,000. You know what I mean?
yep.
All right. So when your career is over, what do you hope producers say Sleep Deez gave back to the culture?
Um, man, I would say like not just producers, but just everybody and anybody that's kind of like follow my journey, is that that I constantly gave back. Like there's been so many people who've hit me up for information or opportunities or whatever the case may be, and I've you can't always say yes to everything, but I've always been authentic, and I think I would just want people to look at my career and be like, dang, like he really did things his own way. Like he really crafted his career the way that he wanted to. Like from, me being a producer that was going overseas to produce when there was a lot of opportunities in America and people were looking at K-pop or going to Korea like, oh, your career is dead, so you have to go over there to go work. And now it's become like this global thing and everybody's asking me how to go over there. I just want people to look at it and think of it like, damn, he really did things his own way. He didn't just chase what everybody else was chasing.
Yeah, man. There's so many people have an opinion, and that's like that actually kind of ruined some things in my career because I listened to many people. I remember because I'm one of the first people to do online beat licensing. Like I'm the pioneer of that, and I built such a huge business that's how I got my placements. And then LA came and said, hey, man, you need to get off the online shit. You don't want to be known as an online producer. You need to just stick to doing records with people in the studio. And I took that like, yeah, I don't want to be known as an online producer. Little did I know, if I would have kept my business with all the SEO, all the power I had, I would have had probably one of the biggest online, because now, and then BeatStars came along, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
What I started turned into so much bigger. And that was like, that's the biggest mistake I ever made in my life, is listening to these LA managers that told me you need to get off that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just even when I got an education, you know, I had a school at Nelly on St. Louis, and I wrote the first beat making program in the school. And then everybody's, oh, bro, you're done with music. Like, you're just going to go do education. Not knowing that school actually made me a better producer. These kids that I was teaching actually brought me to their culture of what was the now, and made me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, I can kill this shit. And then killed it even better than I did before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
just everybody that's watching this, just remember, it's always cringe until it works out. Like, people gonna say whatever the fuck that they want to say.
right.
But once it's popping and once you have monetized it and you're at the forefront of it, like, just whatever, man. Like, if you gotta, to get your stuff moving, like, if you gotta go set up a camera on a tripod and be outside and film yourself in public, like, don't think about what other people are saying. And also, too, everybody that's looking, they're not always looking and hating. They might be looking because they're interested. They might be looking and thinking like, dang, I wish I had the confidence to do what this person is doing too. So, you know, I would say just keep on doing what you're doing. And I would also tell people that I think people get so locked in on the people who follow them on social media, but to get where you want to get, you need more than the amount of people that follow you right now. So if you have 10,000, 5,000, however many people, the people who are going to be your actual fans are probably not within that group of people that already follow you. The people who are going to actually be your fans are probably outside of that. So the people who are currently watching, just let them sit back and watch a show, or let them unfollow you, but do whatever you got to do online within reason. You know, remember your family. Don't make your parents embarrassed, but just do whatever it is that you got to do to get your to get your brand and get your stuff out there, because people will always like have an opinion, but then when it works, it's like, then what? You know, like I definitely wish you could have turned your platform into BeatStars and been the broker of all these.
I know, that's what I'm saying, man.
You know,
and like,
but you'll have something else that comes. You know,
exactly. And you can win. This is just a message to everybody. You can win more with less followers than you can for a lot of people that I have a lot of friends that have tons of followers, and some of my friends are struggling financially having that many followers. You know what I'm saying? Because either, you know, the followers are not really followers, or they just don't know how to utilize their followers to turn it into a business. You know what I mean? So don't think if you have a little amount of followers that you still can't win. Because like, I don't have a crazy amount of followers, and I'm doing bigger things than I see people that have like way more followers doing. You know,
so. 1,000,000%. Co-sign that 1,000,000%.
Yeah. What's something you know today that would have changed completely changed your career if someone had told you that when you first opened Reason? So when you first sat there, opened Reason, what's something you know today that would have completely changed you?
I've always had the someone actually did tell me this, and unfortunately it was my dad. And so, you know how we are with parents, sometimes we don't necessarily listen. I've always had the ability to write, and I think I was so hyper focused on just like making beats. And he was telling me, "Oh, you just got to put a hook on it. Just put a hook on it. He would tell me this all the time, and I was not listening to him because I'm like, oh, I don't like the way my voice sounds. And he would tell me like, it's not even like, he's like, it doesn't even matter. He said sometimes people just got to hear something on it so they can imagine what it would sound like. And he was like, most rappers are arrogant. He's like, they're gonna hear you on it and think I'll do something better to it. And I'm looking at it like, I don't want to be an artist, but he's telling me like a lot of game that really did make everything transform. Because once I started just doing all my own demos, or doing like a lot of you know, being more involved in the writing process, that's kind of like when I started selling like a lot more records, because people weren't just buying beats, you know.
That's awesome, man. Shout out to your dad for that, bro.
Yeah.
All right, man. This is the portion. So I just started doing this on my podcast. So this is called Rapid Fire. All right.
Rapid Fire. Okay.
Yeah. Anybody knows me, man. I like to do stuff like this, man. So rap for this. The first thing that comes. So I gotta do this little intro. All right. So it's the first thing that comes to your mind, man. Don't overthink it. All right. First one. Ready? Best producer alive.
Dr. Dre.
All right. Most underrated producer.
Teddy Riley.
Dr. Dre or Pharrell?
Dr. Dre.
Kendrick or BTS?
Oh, BTS Kendrick.
That's funny. Oh, you're getting kicked out of California. Favorite plugin?
Omnisphere.
Favorite piece of hardware?
OB6.
Favorite coffee or energy drinks?
Coffee.
Studio during the day or at night?
Daytime now. I've changed.
Yeah, I've changed too, man. I do these lives at night, bro. That's not me at all, dude. Sometimes I go 2 in the morning. I'm like, bro, you have no idea how this feels. It's not great. I already know what you're going to say on this one. Best city for music?
Say that again.
Best city for music?
LA.
Yep, I already knew it. I'd agree, man. I love just LA music growing up. Favorite artist you've worked with?
Oh, shit. That's so hard, man. Jungkook.
Okay. Biggest producer pet peeve?
Biggest producer pet peeve?
Yeah, something that just pisses you off.
Oh, man. Swiss Beats.
All right. One.
I love Swiss.
Yeah. One artist you'd still love to produce?
Jay-Z.
Basketball or music?
Fuck. Music.
If you weren't producing?
Teaching.
One word that describes sleep?
GOAT.
All right. Hell yeah, man. All right. That's the first portion. I'll be that second. This one's not as long, man. So you're going to keep one, cut one. So whatever I say, I'm going to give you two. This is called keep one, cut one. So you got to keep one or you have to get rid of one.
All right.
So whatever you want to keep, just I guess say that first. All right. Producing or songwriting?
Ooh. You said say the one that I want to keep.
Cut one. Yeah. Which one do you want to keep? Which one do you want to cut?
Songwriting.
So that's the one you're keeping?
I'm keeping it. I like the collaboration. Okay. I like being able to work with other people.
BTS or hip hop?
Oh, fuck. It's unfair. Hip hop. Hip hop gave me. Right. Hip hop changed my whole life. Hip hop.
Right. Analog or digital?
Analog.
All right. Placement or ownership?
Ownership.
Major labels or independent?
Independent.
Logic or FL Studio?
Logic.
Talent or consistency?
Ooh, that's a good one. Consistency.
Art or business?
Art.
Yeah. All right, man. Shout out to you, bro. You did really good on that one, man. Some people, dude, you know, I stump people so much that they'll sit there. I'm like, bro, this is, you got to go fast. And they're like, no, I got to think about it. I said, no, it's not a thinking thing. Even if like I've said favorite producer and Britney Spears came to your mind or something, like you just got to say that shit. You know what I mean? It's hard though. It's
the
tough,
BTS hip hop one. That was cruel. That was cruel, bro. That was cruel.
All right, I got one more question for you, man. I appreciate you coming over here. What's the biggest mistake talented producers make that keep them from ever becoming successful, would you say?
I think going back to what you said, not coming into the game wanting to be of service. I think one of the biggest things that helped me was that when I got my chance, when I was around Prince Board and will.i.am and all the Black Eyed Peas guys, is that I was down to do whatever. Like, y'all need me to go run and go get y'all some food, pick up some dry cleaning. It was just like whatever I needed to do. And then I think I was doing that so much that when I went back up north to go spend some time with my mom, like after a couple weeks, people were like, where's Sleep at? Where's Sleep at? Like, people started asking, and then that made me feel like, oh shit, like they actually like me being around. And then so I started being at the studio a lot more. But I think that's probably the biggest mistake that talented producers make is they come into it like you're gonna get your chance to be the person in the A seat and have to make all the decisions, but it's pretty fun being in the B seat and the C seat because you get to just throw a bunch of ideas at the main producer and it's up to them to use it or not. There's no pressure on you. You're not the one that's responsible for the deadline. You just get to just cook and just throw a bunch of ideas. So I think that's a mistake that producers make, is not being down and playing their part and, staying down till you come up.
Awesome, man. Well, bro, I appreciate it. You're a real good dude, man. I can't wait to work with you here pretty soon. Where can people find you, and then what do you have coming up that you want to share?
At Sleep Deez everywhere, at Sleep Vision on Instagram. We got a lot of stuff coming up. I got a live event on September 4th in LA. Um, I have quite a few things coming this fall. Got some new music dropping on some artists, and we got a book coming soon. So got a
Oh,
lot of
nice,
things
man.
working on. Yeah,
Awesome.
man.
Well, bro, I appreciate you coming on the show, bro.
Appreciate you, man.